Today we're going to be working on our 2025 Panigale G7 rear brake issue. But before we start, we have to put our bike on this heavy ass jack stand. So as you all know, this just got out of the dealership because they have to repair the rear brake line issue. So they work on this rear brake line and speed sensor heat shield. Now, what we're going to do is to add more heat protection. And then hopefully that will help eliminate the future issues on our rear brake line. So I saw this one post on Facebook on the Ducati owner community. He's having the same problem for the third time. And this gentleman have the same bike like we do, 2025 Panigale V4. And he encountered the problem 3 times. So on his post, really upset, and he was really desperate on looking for a long-term solution on this problem. Obviously, Ducati, they're just gonna keep replacing your rear brake line, the same quality, same heat shield, I'm guessing, same high temp zip tie. So we're just gonna do some preventive actions to lessen that issue. Hopefully what we're gonna do today will help solve the problem. All right, let's get going. All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this part right here, the heel guard. Number 4 Allen. And then another number 4. Just like that. So now this is exposed, it's easier for me to show you what was the issue. So as you can see, this heat shield right here, all the way in the back, that was the part that they replaced. The heat shield, they replaced the heat shield, and obviously the brake line and speed sensor that this heat shield is covering. But as you can see, I have one broken zip tie. It's snapped already by the heat, and we just rode this bike I would say maybe 50 miles after they fixed it. This is, I'm guessing this is not a high temp zip tie. This is just a regular automotive zip tie, not high temp. This is the high temp zip tie, and as you can see, it's melting already. So a few more rides, eventually this zip tie will snap again. So what I'm gonna do next is going to remove this rear set, and then the rear brake cylinder is attached to the rear set. So we want to clear this this whole piece out of the way so we can work on our exhaust and then rewrap the rear brake line heat shield. Okay, so we took the side fairing out so we can remove the rear set because we need access on this bolt right here. All right, so next we're going to disconnect our O2 sensor. It's 17 millimeter, by the way. And then we're just going to undo this rubber clamp. Now everything is out of the way. It'll be easier for us to work on our brake line heat shield. We might remove this as well just to make it a lot more easier. And then this is what we are going to use. Design Engineering Heat and Sound Control Solution. So this is your gold reflective tape. It says up to 850 degrees Fahrenheit. Hopefully that's legit. I'm pretty sure you've seen this before. So I want to wrap over basically this silver heat shield and the zip tie so we don't melt the zip tie, the high temp zip tie. So now we're gonna remove this rear fender. There you go. So this is what I'm thinking that they can probably do, because on the single-sided swing arm Panigales, your brake line and speed sensor goes inside the swing arm. They route it going in here to your rear brake and your wheel. Now with the new Panigales, I think it's gonna solve their problem if they're going to route it inside the swing arm as well. Maybe instead of being on the top, they can put it on the bottom, like maybe a hole here, and then goes inside all the way down here instead of it being on the top. So at least we are far from this exhaust. Just like this one. Look at your chain. So they made a hole here. I don't think it's gonna hurt if they make, you know, a smaller hole down here. Then everything in the bottom, then exit to your caliper. Then your sensor anyways is down here. This is your speed sensor. This is your brake line. So everything is in the lower part, so they can use this part of the swing arm. This part is hollow anyways, right there. So they have room to route the line. But you know, in my opinion, by just the way I was looking at the old Panigale, I think that will be the better solution for this. So that might eliminate the problem. You know, eventually they might do that on their newer models because they might see this video and they're gonna be like, oh, I know, we can do that. I'm just kidding. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. I'm not gonna drill a hole in this one for sure. I'm not gonna mess with it, but I think that will be for future fix of Ducati. That would be nice because that's what they have on the older Panigales, the single-sided swing arm. Because you cannot see it from the top. The hose is not on the top on the single-sided swing arm. It's inside where that chain is. If they can do it on the single-sided swing arm, why not do it here? All right, let's get going. So now everything is out of the way. Our fender, rear set, the cover. So we are going to be working on this silver area, the heat shield part. So we're not gonna remove this, but we're gonna add more sleeve. We're gonna use this gold reflective tape. And then for the header, for the exhaust, especially these two pipes right here, maybe all the way down here, we're going to use this. You guys see this on naked bikes. They usually wrap their exhaust with. This is the one that you soak in the water before applying to the part. Fiberglass, so make sure you have gloves, long sleeves, maybe eye protection. All right, so I think to make our life easier, hopefully it will, we're just going to remove this from the engine. That was not the easiest job. A lot of patience. We use this, I don't know what the hell you call this thing, but it helps a lot. And like I said, a lot of patience. So now we're going to disconnect this and we should be able to pull the header out. So if you want to see how I installed this Arrow slip-on exhaust, just browse on my playlist, on my videos. Okay. All right, so I guess the gasket will stay there. So now we got this removed. So we are going to remove this clamp, this heat shield, I'm guessing, and then we're going to wrap it. All right, it took us a long time to wrap this exhaust. So now, since the wrap is wet, I'm just putting it under the sun while we're working on the bike. All right, so now we're gonna wrap this heat shield with our gold tape. Alright, so we were able to reinstall the headers, and then as you can see, it's a gold heat shield now. We rewrap the brake line and speed sensor. It's not the easiest process to do, working on those 6 tiny bolts Took me a while. We still use this, so I've just used a bigger clamp because the pipe got a little bit thicker because of this wrap. So that's how it looks like. And then we just have to reinstall everything. We should be good to go. Alright, so now we got the O2 sensors connected, and then we tighten everything by the exhaust, by the headers. So everything is back like the normal. And then as you can see, let me show you, instead of the silver foil, it's gold now. And then we have our wrap. Alright, so hopefully that will fix the problem and not have rear brake failure or rear brake line rupture again. Doesn't happen again anytime soon, but that's what we did for our Panigale. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something with the G7 Panigale. And by the way, thank you to all of our new subscribers. Stay tuned for our next video on our Panigale. We're gonna install some parts, and hope to see you on the next one. Peace.